it fills you with this beauty, and you want to paint it.
Certainly you look at the sea differently.
We can teach our kids wonderful things about ecology.
You see some beautiful things here.
One of the aspects of the facility is certainly to come and look at the fish and plant life that's in the aquarium, the aquatic life. But there's a lot more that's really here that can be used, I think, in a very strong and meaningful manner. In the abstract field of bringing forward your own feelings towards your environment and your relationship between your thoughts and the thoughts of others and the world itself. And I guess I'd have to say that's abstract, but where I'm headed is the fact that both in terms of poetry and in music and in art form, painting, sketching, I think you can find that this facility, as well as the outdoors, can cause significant change in behavior and thought pattern. Here, we have an environment. As you look at the fish in the aquarium or the other species that are here, it causes one to wonder why human beings even do this, why we even collect these, why we take them out of a beautiful setting of their own and bring them into a captive state. On the other hand, just the animals or the fish living here through the arts, through the music, allows us to express ourselves, our interpretation that otherwise we would never know a thing about.
It's the lighting, it's the bubbles, it's the fish, it's that mood of the water. It puts me in the space that the song was intended for. It puts me in that physical environment, and then it means more. We can teach our kids wonderful things about ecology, how the food chain works, but if they don't get the chance to be in the environment, it's all just head knowledge. When you have a chance to be in the physical environment and experience it on a very deep emotional level, then you have a relationship with that. You have a relationship with that the rest of your life. The aquarium is obviously a little part of nature taken aside and put in a synthetic environment. But it's a very special and very unique part of the earth that we can't go out and experience readily without a lot of technological gear. Here we can just come and see it and feel it. And it's so beautiful to come and do that, see a world which is so alienated from us, yet such a part and such a necessary part of our environment, especially here in the Southeast. Because all these animals that we're watching here are literally a part of our community, a part of ourselves and our environment we don't get to see.
Certainly you look at the sea differently, although we don't get the opportunity to see these types of creatures and this kind of life in the sea. There's not a still life possible you could set up that would have this variety of shape and color. And to be moving as it is, it's quite a wonderful experience. I think it would probably become a favorite field trip that could then be translated into literature, into art, storytelling. It would give the children a chance to relate their experience based on what they were seeing in these tanks. It would give them an opportunity to use their imagination and make up stories. It always takes you almost an hour sometimes to get set up, to decide what it is you want to paint, how you want to paint it, and sometimes you make a couple of different tries and they're not successful. You just experiment for a bit until you find out just how you're going to make the shape or the color, because certainly they're not the colors that we see outside when we leave here, nor are they generally the shapes that we see outside. So you have to find out how to make them sometimes. And that takes a little bit of time in doing. And also with this, it's not like coming to one tank and settling in front of one tank. You have many tanks to look at, and some of them are all very different. So you have to decide where you're going to work at, how you feel, because again, these are colors we don't get to use. When you paint the landscape, when you're painting the environment outside and away from this aquarium, these are just colors that are otherworldly.
By changing the environment, you, I think, mentally begin to expose some of your thoughts that otherwise you never allow to come to the surface. It's a way of becoming sensitive to your environment. It's rather than hardened, or rather than having this concept of a black and white, hard-colored world, that actually it's very gray. It's very difficult to sort out the values.
I know the next time that when I put a boat in the water, and I'm paddling out across some rocks or tide pools, I can have an understanding now, and a physical understanding of what's actually down there, you know, so that I know what I'm going across, at least if I can't see it. You know, I can have a much, much deeper appreciation of it.